The next-gen console war is over, and PS5 won. And that's what this video is about. This is not a Sony pony video that I'm sure people will decry it as and dismiss it as. I have a longer standing history with Xbox, more games owned on their ecosystem, bought into the Xbox Series X generation of consoles, and that's what this video is ultimately about. I think even Xbox fans are finally realizing that Microsoft is not interested in the next-gen fight. They have seemingly thrown in the towel, or at the very least, they are going to have to throw in the towel and shift to other priorities. Now, I put all the good information here at the beginning of the video. It's a live stream, so it's longer, so I try to put all of my thoughts in an organized show open for you right here at the start. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell button and the like button so you don't miss my content. The PS5 continues to look more impressive as a next-gen console versus the Xbox Series X and S. After 2 years of hearing about the Xbox Series X being the most powerful console, it can't seem to make a dent in sales or get a good first-party next-gen offering into the market. Aside from Forza Horizon 5, they haven't had a strong first-party next-gen showing, and virtually every next-gen multi-platform title that has launched on their system has to run at 900p or dynamic 1080 on the Series S just to achieve shaky 60 FPS, And this week feels like a nail in the coffin. On the heels of an embarrassing Redfall gameplay debut and the stunning revelation that it will launch without performance mode, PlayStation gets to showcase Burning Shores gameplay for Horizon Forbidden West, and true next-gen visuals, fluid combat, stunning draw distances, and then they get to do 20 minutes of Final Fantasy XVI gameplay that was very impressive. From the combat visuals to the environments, we have seen what looks like a truly next-gen game, and this is all just in the span of a week. While Xbox fans have to accept another disappointing announcement. And this isn't a delay announcement, it's admission of defeat. This isn't some tribalistic console war drum that I'm banging on. This is me, an Xbox Series X owner, realizing just what I can expect from the console this generation. Disappointment and half-baked games are basically what I can look forward to. Nobody can stare straight face at the Redfall gameplay and the 30 FPS announcement compared to what Sony is getting to announce and not see a devastating difference. We were promised 60 FPS. We were promised the potential of 120 FPS, not old-gen resolutions of 900 and 1080 and 60 FPS, I guess looking like a pipe dream at this point. I want to break this video into 5 parts. First, I want to talk about the Horizon Forbidden West DLC. I think that's important to make mention of. They've gotten to show off their stunning upgrade to graphics, the draw distances, the combat fluidity, and this is in the same week that we get to talk about Final Fantasy XVI. That's going to be the second portion of this talk. I really think if you look at Final Fantasy XVI and what it's offering, you're finally starting to see what next-gen consoles are capable. Well, at least what the PS5 is capable of. Then I want to talk about Redfall and Starfield and what they are doing seemingly to the Xbox brand in light of the acquisitions and the ABK deal that everybody's considering. Then I want to look at console sales. It's undeniable at this point that console sales are a direct result from Microsoft's faltering in the early years of the Series X generation. And lastly, I want to say that Sony hasn't even really started to ramp up in 2023. Keep in mind, I am seeing Xbox fans come to this realization that Xbox is not fighting the next-gen console war. They are conceding, and they're looking to PC and mobile to be their savior. This is why ABK is so important to them, and that should be earth-shattering to your confidence and your support of them buying ABK. The die-hard Xbox fans that are cheering for that acquisition are likely going to see very little done for them. And if Halo Infinite and ZeniMax and 2023 are any indication of what you're going to get, it's games that are going to get shoved to Game Pass before they're ready. So let's talk about the Horizon Forbidden West DLC and why I think at some levels I was wrong about this game and it being sort of held back. The Sony blog and the gameplay debuts for Horizon Forbidden West DLC have me saying that I was wrong about the PS4 holding back the game. It technically wasn't really held back because of the dev cycles. I do think that is true. At a technical level, we wouldn't have received Horizon Forbidden West as sort of a launch title for the PS5 in that timeline if they went PS5 only. But it's undeniable that we are about to enter the true second phase of the PS5. Leaving behind the PS4, I think, will silence all of the "we believe in generations" misquotes that we see all of the time. If what we are seeing in Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores is just the tip of the iceberg, then imagine what Spider-Man will look like when it's only developed for the PS5 in the sequel. And that obviously makes me want to talk about Final Fantasy XVI. I'll be honest, the Final Fantasy XVI gameplay and combat looks stunning, but it also looks like a game I probably won't enjoy. And that's okay. It's a little bit more in the Devil May Cry JRPG genre, and that's totally fine. But it is beautiful and truly a stunning display of next-gen graphics. The embarrassing coping on Twitter that I'm seeing comparing the NPCs in Starfield to the NPCs in Final Fantasy XVI will not heal the wound from Redfall. It just simply won't. The art style differences aren't proof of anything, and I've continued to say that NPCs in Starfield are actually amazing for the genre that the game is landing in. But when you actually watch the gameplay and the combat in Final Fantasy XVI, you get a taste of what the PS5 can do. And for this amount of gameplay to land during an embarrassing week of Xbox, Sony has to be very pleased with this. Redfall has screenshots and elements that look so bad they're getting memed on, and the 30 FPS damage is one that hurts the platform from every level. Consumer confidence, developer confidence, investor confidence, even publishers. If I'm a developer, a publisher right now, I'm looking at the Xbox ecosystem with more than just a raised eyebrow. I would be completely shifting my focus to PS5. After the Baldur's Gate information came out about not being able to get everything to run to the same standard of split screen on the Series X and the S, I said, you might start to see inadvertent PlayStation 5 exclusives. Developers might just look at that ecosystem and say, no thank you, we don't want to be over there. You guys are having problems, it seems like developers are having a hard time, and games over on the PS5 look as good as Final Fantasy XVI, we're going to go over there. This will line up perfectly with the trajectory of developers wanting the accelerated ray tracing that they might get on the PS5 Pro if the rumors are to be believed. More and more developers are moving towards ray tracing because it's going to speed up development time significantly. This will make PS5 not only the premium console to buy games on as a consumer, but the PS5 could become the premium console to build games for. So we got to consider Starfield and Redfall. That's kind of the next section of the video here. You have to consider just how important these two games are to 2023 and beyond for Xbox. Anyone looking at the ABK deal and the ZeniMax deal have to be asking some hard questions. Is this what happens when property gets shifted under Microsoft ownership? Was Halo Infinite really all on 343? If the corporate policies of Microsoft and the focus of Game Pass turns games and developers into Game Pass shovel factories, is that good for gamers? Is it good for you as somebody who's on the Xbox ecosystem? Is that good for the gaming ecosystem globally? I said recently that once you're acquired by Microsoft, you're no longer just a developer. You're a Game Pass developer. And Xbox painted themselves into this marketing corner. Games have to be day and date on Game Pass if they're first party. You can't get away from that at this point, which puts the ABK deal in a whole new light. They are playing a quantity game. They're not playing a quality game, which is exactly why they're losing the next-gen console war. What next-gen first-party title is coaxing users to buy an Xbox Series X or an S right now? What is it? What game is doing that? Anyone who has spent the last 2 years watching breakdowns by Digital Foundry or any YouTube channel that does them has to be looking at the Series S with skepticism. It's not a next-gen console. It's barely stronger than the Xbox One X, which then you have to question, well, why would I bother buying a Series X if it's tied to this little brother console anchor dragging it down? The lack of quality is potentially part of the sales divide, and I want to look at the sales divide, okay? In a recent series of tweets, Benji Sales has drawn attention to just how poorly the Xbox Series X is selling. And I've got some images that I'm going to have to kind of resize on the fly here because I didn't get these ready, but I got them for you, okay? This is the first tweet from Benji Sales where he says, I have to be frank and honest. Xbox have a hardware sales problem on their hands currently. Xbox Series consoles had tremendous momentum coming out of 2021, and I was very bullish about their performance this gen, but things have slowed. They need to really turn things around this year. And he does make sure to mention that, yes, they could turn things around this year. He says that in this tweet image here. He says, it doesn't mean that I think Xbox can't turn things around. There's some definite obvious factors to point to. Get quality first-party games out. Studios are taking a very long time. Greatly improve Series X shipments, improve and increase marketing. Those three factors are key. They're not just key. They're all the places where Microsoft is failing. Where's the first-party games? Where are they at this point? Why is everything taking so long? I have to continue to point at my concerns that the Series S is the leading cause for slowness here. They hamstrung their generation, and the developers are wrestling with it. And Xbox just continues to falter in that department and more. Better marketing? Don't you see now why Redfall and Starfield are so important? Also, he actually thinks that they need to greatly improve Series X shipments, but will that honestly help? If the Series S has been dominant in most of the markets where Xbox exists, doesn't that pose challenges for future content because of the performance and feature parity that Microsoft is likely pushing on all their first-party studios? Again, this just points to Xbox losing the next-gen console war. But the most alarming stats come from more tweets from Benji Sales. Xbox Series X is hitting similar levels of Xbox One sales in the same period. Yes, the Xbox One. In a response to somebody saying he was only using the metric of like PS5 sales as a comparison point, Benji Sales says, no, I'm not. He says, I'm comparing the Xbox Series to the Xbox One. In recent months, Xbox Series consoles are now selling at a similar level to what Xbox One was in the same period. So people were trying to say, oh, you're just comparing it to the PS5. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm comparing it to the worst console as far as sales go in Xbox's history. And Series X is getting on par with that. That should be concerning to you. That is the sign of the end for this console generation. And somebody corroborated his claim here in this tweet. This guy said, listen, you're right. He says, by VG Chart's estimates, the Xbox One closed the gap with around 2 million with the Xbox Series the last months in the same time period. This is bad, okay? If you're an Xbox Series X owner like me, this does not bode well for the future of this generation. And now for the last section. Sony hasn't even really started in 2023. Xbox fans have been quick to run victory laps when the developer direct was solid, and they got Hi-Fi Rush, right? They got Hi-Fi Rush, and they had a good developer direct. And listen, I said that those were wins for Xbox. I said, nice start to the year, Xbox. But here's the thing. If you get a few runs on the board after 7 innings of struggle, it's not really time to celebrate, okay? Don't start rushing the field and high-fiving. You haven't won the game yet. You just finally got some points on the board. And they've already quickly faltered. The concern would be that Starfield's going to have a similar 30 FPS moment in just a few months. That Starfield showcase, the Starfield Direct, has a lot of eyes on it. And that 30 FPS moment will be significantly representative of this year for Xbox, if not for the entire generation for Xbox. The Sony showcase could be similar, I think, to this week. All they have to do for the Sony showcase is show up. That's all Sony has to do at this point. According to Jeff Grubb, the Sony showcase is going to be a very big showcase. He previously was quoted as saying, quote, they're saving their good stuff for the PlayStation showcase. It was supposed to happen last fall, but they kept pushing it back because the developers weren't ready. Now those developers are ready. They should have a massive show that sets up the second phase of the PlayStation 5. So as I said, Sony hasn't even really gotten started this year. They launched their PSVR 2, which according to sales is outpacing the PSVR 1, or it's on pace to outpace it. Everybody started decrying the sales of the PSVR 2. If you look at it in context, it's doing fine for VR. VR is always going to be slow adoption rate. They got to do that. They get that out of the way. They announced those titles. I know VR is niche for now. VR's niche for now. Nobody expected that to be some monumental dunk or tectonic shift in the global market of video games. I think they made like 2 million units. At least that's what I saw on Twitter. I don't know if that's true or not, but listen, PSVR 2's out of the way. Now they get to launch Horizon Forbidden West DLC. They pushed out 121 hertz modes for GT7. Then they get to show off Final Fantasy XVI looking like an absolute dream of next-gen graphical fidelity and combat intensity and particle effects. And these fights look otherworldly. They look like something from like a movie at certain points in times. We're likely going to get to see Spider-Man 2 gameplay and more titles at the Sony Showcase. Their only misstep this year was the Last of Us PC port, which obviously has been thrown around in conversations as if that's representative of Sony's dominance this generation. If you have to run to a bad PC port to defend the embarrassing state of Xbox right now, you're basically conceding defeat, which is conveniently what Microsoft seems to be doing in the next-gen console war, just conceding defeat. And I say this with a heavy heart. As a Series X owner, I really do feel I'm never going to get the next-gen console that I was promised. And that's not good for anyone. Competition is supposed to drive innovation and benefits to the consumer, and Microsoft is once again not competing at the loss of value to the consumer. The only competition Microsoft seems to be able to bring to the table is billions in acquisitions with little to show for it. Let me give you my thoughts and my conclusions. No matter what angle you look at this, number one, no matter what angle you look at this, Xbox has failed to compete once again, and this time they didn't even seem to try. With virtually no next-gen first-party presence and faltering console sales, the next-gen war never even really started. And the real losers in this equation are the people who bought a Series X. All the promises of 60 FPS standard and 120 FPS possibilities, it feels like a distant dream that has now become a punchline and a bad joke. The second thing I have to say, even if we hope that by some miracle this generation turns to favor Microsoft, it's likely to be in ways that won't change anything in the near future. Sudden ownership of ABK won't create new next-gen first-party titles out of thin air. These were games that were already coming to the market. It won't suddenly make parity challenges of the Series X and the S disappear. If anything, it could make things worse for those coming titles, as it seemingly has for Redfall and Starfield. It will be the illusion of growth and value increase. Titles already in production and games already headed to the market will suddenly have new ownership and land on Game Pass. That's a temporary victory, and it will come at a cost seemingly already being paid for in quality loss seen in Redfall and potentially Starfield. So here's my conclusion. This kind of feels like a slow-motion car crash that suddenly had its footage sped up. What seemed like something that was happening slowly over the last 2 years has suddenly come crashing down in the matter of a week. Even the Minecraft Legends reviews are coming in, and they look terrible. Another fail in a history of failures. Will Xbox have a better 2023 than 2022? Yeah, probably, but that's like comparing a losing streak to a few good innings in a baseball game. You just got some points on the board, you're not winning. Ultimately, the game is already over, and many of the disappointed fans have already left the stands. And sadly, even those few remaining loyal fans are starting to realize that scoring a few points this late in the game won't change the outcome. Xbox lost another console war, and if their plans indicate anything, they don't seem to care. And that's a show open. That is the show open. I really do think that this week has made it very, very clear to anybody who owns an Xbox Series X like myself, it's over. The The next-gen console war is over. The sales will not turn around. The games will not come. The quality will not be there. I have no confidence in this generation at this point. I just don't. I just don't. It's over. It's over. And I hate to say that. I really do. I think this is not a happy video for me. It's like I just came to the realization. I looked at the grand picture. I looked at the bigger picture. And I'm like, this is it. This is it. They conceded. It's over. I'm not going to get a next gen. I'm not going to get a next gen experience on my Series X. Very rarely am I going to get that. I might get it in Hellblade 2. I might get it in Hellblade 2. Your show openers have been bangers lately. Thank you. If you guys are enjoying the show, let's kickstart everything. Let's get our member goal. This is not a gifted member goal. This is a member goal. Anybody want to become a member right now? It supports the channel directly. At the very least, smash the like button. What a crowd. Oh my gosh. This is one of the biggest crowds I think I've ever had for a show open, and this was just my opinion. This was just my opinion. I was just so worried that when this week just continued to fall down the stairs for Xbox, it was like, Redfall looks bad. It's only going to be 30 FPS. Then we see new gameplay from Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores. Then we see 20 minutes of Final Fantasy. And it's like, I'm looking at this Final Fantasy stuff, and I'm like, brother, I don't know how anybody can look at the market right now straight-faced and say that Xbox lost again. They didn't even get onto the field. They never even came onto the field. This week's shows have been great. Thank you. This channel deserves 1 million subs. I appreciate it. Get the likes up, people saying. Get the likes up. We got 300 already. Oh, YouTube lurkers gonna kickstart the day with 10 gifted members. Listen, you guys, if you become a member, it's a good day to be a member, man. We're going to be doing a member stream tonight. I'm going to be on Crossfire again tonight. As a member, you can take advantage of a buy two, get one free coffee sale. So get in our members-only Discord so you can take advantage of that. Let's not forget Minecraft Legends 69 meta. The Minecraft Legends stuff hit while I was writing this monologue this morning. I was like, oh my gosh. They can't win. Now listen to me. Skill Up loved Minecraft Legends. I was so much looking forward to it. Is this Lucas or Lono? Lucas is in the chair today. Lono speaking facts as usual. Thank you. Listen, I was looking forward to Minecraft Legends. I thought that looked amazing. There was a new member at the midpoint. Oh, was there a brand new member during the opening show? During the opening? I don't even see it. There was so much chat activity during my show open. I'll just trust you. I'll set it to 11 then. These volume knobs go to 11. Blatant quality difference. Yeah, like, I saw people memeing on the NPCs in this game, and I'm like, really? Is that how you cope with what I'm watching right now? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Are we looking at the same game? You want to make fun of NPCs in a game that has a very specific art style. That's what you're going to do. Okay. I re-upped my membership. Oh, Kicking It with Timmy B might have just done a re-up. Yo, a $5 tip coming in from Zippy. As a PS5 owner, this isn't good for us. Sony is a $1 billion corp that will become anti-consumer at the drop of a hat with no competition. I mean, I'm not actually concerned about that. Matthew, thank you so much for coming in with a 6-month renewal. Thank you very much. Hex is going to gift a membership to Bama Fan. Thank you so much, Hex. Okay, well, we'll just leave the 11 then. We'll just leave the 11 because he's saying it was a renewal. Yeah, people are saying Final Fantasy XVI is going to look like Game of the Year. I'm not ready to claim that yet. I'm not ready to claim that yet. Did you look at that guy's face? Do you guys want to look at this guy's face? Look at this guy's face. So they're going to go to town. They're going to go to town and be like, yeah, we're going to look at an NPC in a particular art style and compare it to Starfield. To do what? Cope with the fact that you won't get this game? Do you really want to know why you're not getting this game on your Xbox? I'll tell you why. The Xbox Series S is why you're not getting this game. You will listen to me, people of Michigan. You will never get your fucking money back. And Xbox Series X and S owners, you will never play Final Fantasy XVI. Why? Because of the Series S. There's no way somebody's going to make a game that looks like this and try and optimize it for that potato. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way. The next-gen console war is over. It's over. And you're looking at it. 5 gifted members from Zep. Welcome back. Welcome in. Going to take us to 16 members on the day. Every 25, I have to give 5. Hex was 17 months. Keep up the incredible content. Your unbiased coverage has become a morning staple for me. Thank you, Hex. Crossfire, I'll be watching there as well. Thank you so much, True Witty. Xbox Series S is not holding back Xbox. How, though? How, Chris Toast? Imagine being the developers. Did you hear what they said about Final Fantasy XVI? They literally said that without the memory of the PlayStation 5, that this game wouldn't exist. And you're going to try and put this on the Series S, which its primary problem, according to every developer that's commentated on it, is its memory bottleneck. Right now, if Microsoft went to Yoshi P. Oh, it was sarcasm. Okay. If they went to Yoshi P and said, we're going to give you $2 billion for Final Fantasy XVI, Yoshi P would be like, we can't do it, bro. We can't do it. It won't work over there. This game won't work over there, bro. Do you see the fluidity? Do you see the particle effects, the lighting effects? Do you see all the movement? There's literally no way. We needed every square inch of the PS5 to get this thing to work. You have lost the next-gen console war. It's over. I hate this. This is not a yippee skippy stream for me. Another gifted membership bomb. 5 coming in. Thank you so much for doing that. Demonize. If you guys get a gifted membership, be sure to get into the Discord. Cash in on the buy 2 get 1 free coffee deal. It's right at the bottom. You have the end of the Horizon trailer readily available. Let me get it on PlayStation's channel. IGN re-uploaded it, and that was the one that I had. And they frickin' put all their garbage up at the end, like IGN, like all their logos and stuff. Here it is. Yeah. Have you guys seen this trailer in its entirety yet? Have you seen this? Through SSJ Havoc with $2 tip, 3 botched Xbox generations. We're really surprised. I'm late. Could I get a recap, please? I walked through Redfall. I walked through Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores, and Final Fantasy XVI, and I basically said that the next-gen console war is over. PlayStation 5 won. This week proves it. This week proves it in spades. The sales of the Series X and S are in a spot that is so worrisome. So worrisome. They're down where the Xbox One was at this point. A $20 tip from Predator. In Doc Dark's new video, he put forth whether the Series X is just an S with a disk drive. Listen, let me tell you something. Doc Dark was going to be on today's show, but he couldn't make it. I'm so wait, hang on. Did you guys see the final frame? Yeah. Watch this final frame. This is the one that Eugene wants you to see. He wants you to see this craziness at the end. I think, yeah, she's using the same stuff that they use at the, and look at the size of that thing. Oh my gosh, that's probably the boss fight. I bet you $10. This is the boss fight that they couldn't do on the PS4. I bet you. Predator, thank you so much for 5 gifted members. I am willing to bet that this is the boss fight they couldn't do on the PS4. They mentioned it in the PlayStation blog, and I'm going to say that that's what this is right here. This was just too big for the PS4. All right, let me add the 5. That rolls us to 26. That means if we roll over past the goal, you guys can keep it going. Next goal is 50. Every 25, I owe you 5. I already owe you 5. Social space for gaming. Xbox has to be very worried about Starfield. Yeah, it's a Zenith weapon. That's what I'm saying. Listen to me. If Starfield comes out and has their own 30 FPS moment, Redfall's going to feel like a blip on the radar. That's going to feel like a nuclear bomb going off. Do you understand me? The Starfield showcase, the Starfield Direct, if we watch that and we get visual confirmation that we're looking at 30 FPS, or hang with me here, maybe they follow the same marketing decisions they made with Redfall and they'll show us a bunch of 60 FPS PC gameplay. Maybe they do that. Maybe. No way Starfield's going to run more than 30. I'm telling you, man, I'm extremely worried about it. If they can't get Starfield past 30, Todd Howard said in an interview that that's fine. I'm telling you, that'll be the end of it. That'll be the devastating blow. See, you have to understand what I'm saying here. I'm talking about the next-gen console war. There will not be a question at that point that if you want to buy next-gen games, play next-gen games, or make next-gen games, the PlayStation 5 is the premium platform. There'll be no question at that point. You can't keep running the Forza. You can't. Microsoft cannot keep going back to Forza and saying, well, look how great Forza is. Look how great Forza is. You can't keep going back there. I want to say this. This is what I was saying. I got my train of thought got interrupted. Doc Dark's video literally was part of the inspiration for today's video. I was like, this guy walks out and says, you know what? I changed my mind about Starfield. It's totally fine. No, I'm sorry. I changed my mind about Redfall, he says. He's like, it's totally fine. Why? He's like, because Xbox doesn't care about us. He's like, they don't care. They're focused on PC and mobile. His video was literally a part of what I was thinking today. I was like, that's it. That's it. That's the end. When the pro Xbox guys, when the guys that lean Xbox are like, it's over, bro. They don't care about us. He's like, my Series X, he's like, it might as well be a Series S at this point. Put a fork in it. It's done. It's done. You lost the next gen war. It's over. And I'm saying that as somebody who owns the Xbox Series X. I'm like, I'm not getting next-gen games. Literally spitting in the face of their console base. Right. Yeah, and then Amos is doing exactly what I anticipated people doing. Oh yeah, we're going to get Call of Duty and Diablo and all this stuff on Game Pass. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. That's a momentary, temporary benefit. Do you want to know why? All you got to do is look at what's happened with Redfall, and I bet you Starfield's right behind it. Just get these games out the door. We need them for Game Pass. You're going to take all those franchises, and that's what you're going to turn them into. Get them out the door. You're a Game Pass developer now, baby. Come on. We need games for Game Pass. Day and date. Day and date on Game Pass. Xbox, where gamers play multiplats. Exactly, Will. Everybody making fun of Sony for relying on a third-party game like Call of Duty. That's all Microsoft has had to offer you on Game Pass for like 2 years is third-party games. Who's relying on third-party? They're trying to buy up $70 billion worth of third-party games because they need that to compete. Who's relying on third-party at this point? Who? I mean, at least Sony's given us first-party next-gen titles this generation. Solemn says, even if Xbox never made a new first-party game again, it would still be my first console of choice. Most games on the market are third-party, and neutral game Xbox just offers better system and UI and social space for gaming. It doesn't mean anything to me. I didn't buy a next-gen console for UI. I didn't buy a next-gen console for UI. That's not why I bought it. I bought the Xbox Series X because I wanted next-gen games. I wanted next-gen first-party games. That's fine that that's your priority, Solemn. Like, imagine if Sony did that. Imagine if Sony was like, yeah, we're not really going to do the whole first-party game thing anymore. And we didn't get Horizon Forbidden West or Returnal or Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart or God of War Ragnarok. We didn't get any of those games. I'd be like, what the frick did I buy your system for? What did I buy your system for, bro? What? Huh? What? Do you remember the trailers? Do you remember the trailers for Halo Infinite? When Joseph Staten did the interview and they showed the multiplayer and I said, guys, Halo might be coming back. Halo might be about to have a comeback. Why? Because I'm thinking, dude, I bought a Series X. Microsoft's going to really finally bring it. They're going to bring Halo back. It's going to be the centerpiece of their platform. Nope. Oh, here comes Redfall. All right. Here comes Redfall. First shot off the bow from the ZeniMax acquisition. Here we go. First shot off the bow. 30 FPS game that looks like a mother's playing it. Huh? What? That's your first shot across the bow? Do you want to know why Redfall looks like that? I'll tell you why. It's not ready, and they had to optimize for Series S. It's not ready. I guarantee you Starfield's in a similar state right now. That leaker that everybody dismissed, I'm telling you right now, that guy was right. That guy was right. He knew. He said, yeah, Redfall's in bad shape. Well, look at Redfall. It's in bad shape. And then he says, yeah, Bethesda doesn't want to put Starfield out in June, but Microsoft wants it out in June. Bethesda would prefer fall. And look where Starfield's landing, in the fall. G-Money Christmas. Maybe there's something endemically wrong with how Microsoft handles their property and their developers. And as Benji Sales pointed out in this tweet, he says, you got to get first-party quality games out. He's like, studios are taking a very long time. Where are the games, bro? What are all your studios doing? Microsoft has more studios than Sony. Where are the games? Animo with a $5 tip. I'm failing to see what the point of the Series S is long term. Features shouldn't be the reason we buy consoles. It should be the games. Fable's in a shambles from all the reports. We haven't heard a peep from Avowed. Oh. I love the look of the X. I love the feel of the controller. I love the UI. Where's the games that use the power of it? Do you guys see? Do you see how quickly the narrative changes? Where's all that energy? We have over 1,000 viewers. This is remarkable. This is the most viewership I have ever had for an opinion piece. I really hope you guys are enjoying the show. I really, truly hope people give me a shot and don't just think I'm being a Sony pony. I genuinely am upset about this. My Series X, I am conceding that I'm not going to get next-gen games for it. I really am. I'm concerned about Hellblade 2. I'm concerned about Starfield. I really don't have I have no confidence, right? Vote of 0 confidence in this generation from Xbox. And I really hope you're enjoying the content. I'm a Safe for Work broadcaster. Hit subscribe, hit the bell button. I do this podcast-style talk show Monday through Friday. I keep it safe for work so you can throw me on in the background of your day. Hit subscribe so you can chime in and join the conversation. Love the stream, mans. You won me over. Thank you. And we gift members like crazy here. If you get a membership, get in my Discord. Become a part of this community. It's an amazing community. There comes some more. There comes some more right on the frickin' queue. 31 members on the day. Every 25 members, I give 5. Thank you so much, JW, for gifting 5. There goes 10 more. Oh, my gosh. Get on the elevator. It's going up. Chat's going to be buzzing with gifted members. It's just going to be screaming. Get your comments in chat. I'll read them as best as I can. Listen. Whenever you look at something like this, you have to ask the question, right? You have to ask the question. What's the pattern right now? What's the pattern? And my worry and my concern is that the pattern is Game Pass is the priority. Game Pass is the priority. If you look at what happened with Redfall and the leaks, and you look at what's happening with Starfield and the leaks, it's a cause for concern. 5 more gifted members from SFC, that's Sergeant First Class Smoke-A-Lot, and 5 from Doe Devas, taking us right there, both of you. 5 from each of you, taking us to 51. The next milestone goal of the day is 75. Get involved! This stream's going places. Come with us. Gorthisis is going to give 5, taking us to 56. Thank you so much. This is some spice. Listen. I didn't want to. I keep saying this. I didn't want to do this stream. I didn't want to do. You made me do this. Wait, hang on. It's where? Oh, shoot. Wait, can I cancel and fix it? I can cancel and fix it. 57. I'm getting too excited. Thank you for a gifted membership, Dragon Osmium. Listen, I didn't want to make this stream. I keep saying that. It's like that movie, and it's like in Bronx Tale. Where he keeps asking the guys to leave, and they won't leave, and then he locks the door and he says, "Nayans can't leave." Okay? I've been sitting here saying, come on, Xbox. Come on, Microsoft. I keep saying you're a sleeping giant. I keep saying you've got good property. You got good developers. I keep saying that your ecosystem could be huge and sort of sleeping under the water. Come on, Microsoft. Come on, Xbox. It's time to deliver. This could be your year. This could be it. And now I'm saying, Nayans can't leave. I have to get out the bat. You're not allowed to leave. You didn't do what I asked you to do. You didn't do it. Rice Eater with a $5 tip through Super Chat. Fable stated in K3 avowed Everwild CGI trailers sure were good marketing props for delivering their cheap $1 made indies for $70 3 years later. Oh, that hurts, bro. That hurts. Listen, Rice Eater. We talked about this recently. You know that image with all of the games that are supposed to be coming first half of 2023? You know that image from the showcase last year, the Xbox Bethesda showcase from 2022 that showcased 25 streams, 25 games that would be coming in the first half of 2023? 25 games, 5 rows of 5 games, 5 by 5. 9 of them aren't making it. And the 10th one is Redfall, coming out at 30 FPS. So 10 of your games, 10 of your 25 games promised for the first half of 2023 aren't making it. That's what you have to look forward to this generation. Games that can't get out on time. And when they do come out on time, they're not ready. Why? Because they're being shoved to Game Pass. As Jesse's saying in chat, if Game Pass is the priority, games aren't. Yo, my man Brap, Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. Guys, make sure you check out Brap. I was on there about a week and a half ago. Good morning, everyone. The marketing behind the Xbox Series X has not lived up to expectations Microsoft set with its customers. Game Pass is the priority. The different hardware SKUs for performance is PC-like. And Jose Reyes, first super chat. Thank you for the $2 and congrats. It looks like you got a gifted membership, Jose. You got a white badge next to your name. Captain Toasty Buns coming in with 16 months of a membership and a $5 tip from Wabi Sabi says, Sony made me do it. Sony made me do it. If you guys are enjoying the show and the spice and the back and forth and the interactivity and the energy and the fact that I'm safe for work and the fact that I never shut up, then smash the like button. Give me your energy. Give it to me. Hit that like button. How would you change things at Xbox if you were in charge? I tell you what I would do if I was in charge. I'd quit trying to buy $70 billion worth of the market. I'd take about half that $70 billion. I would invest it in your existing studios. I would get rid of the 18-month contractual policy for contractual workers so they could actually stay and invest in a project instead of walking out the door every year and a half, since it was one of the leading causes as to why Halo Infinite failed. That's what I would do if I was in charge. I would invest in my property. I would invest in my studios. I would get rid of your stupid one-size-fits-all corporate policy about 18-month contractual attrition rates so that my studios could make good games. That's what I would do. That's what I would do if I was in charge. Robert with the $5 tip. Lono, you were supposed to be the chosen one. You were meant to end the console war, not join it. Listen, I'm just telling you that the console war is over, baby. There is no console war. There is no console war. It's done. It's done. What console war do you speak of? Calm down. You guys like the heat, huh? Let them cook. Say it louder for the people in the back. Clip that answer. Do you not see why the ABK acquisition is not an answer? It's the illusion of growth. It's the illusion of value. It's not going to do what you think it's going to do. They bought ZeniMax for $8 billion. Look at Redfall. The Cisco was 7 months of membership. I usually bring my Xbox controller to work to play at lunch. I brought my Switch today. Robert, did I thank you for your super chat, Robert? Yeah, I did. They no longer make deals that don't involve Game Pass. It's insane. They miss out on marketing and having games tied to their console for Game Pass. Nobody told people to buy Xbox. Listen, man, I bought an Xbox Series X hoping to get really good games from Microsoft because they have good property, bro. They have good property. Your mic is clipping. Do you have a compressor? The compressor's on. Let me check something. Let me check something. Let me make sure that it didn't increase my volume for my Scarlett. Sometimes it does that. No, it didn't increase it. It shouldn't be clipping. No, it shouldn't be clipping too bad. I mean, obviously when I yell, the compressor, you might hear it. Like if I go, yo! The compressor's working right there. Anima with the $5 tip through Super Chat. What do you think makes Forza so successful over first-party games that seemingly struggle? Is it solely because it's a racer? Oh, yeah. That's a great question, Anima. And I do. I think you have a wonderful comparison and analogy between Forza and Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank, what you talking about, man? Give me a second. You want to know what it is? A proprietary engine. A proprietary engine makes all the difference. Insomniac pulls off wizardry with their games. Have you seen the modes that you can use in Ratchet and Clank? Have you seen the performance options of that game? It's remarkable. And then you look at Forza Horizon. And it's like, how are they doing that? How are they pulling off? It's a proprietary engine. And it's built and tweaked and made special. And Forza pulls off. It's remarkable what that game can do. It looks amazing. That's the issue. See, listen to me, if you're Microsoft, that's what you should be asking. What's Forza doing that's so special? And that's it. It's the proprietary engine. So if I'm Microsoft, I'm going to say, okay, how do we do that with all of our studios? Let's invest in the studios. Let's get them set up to succeed so that they can make games that look like Forza, that look like Ratchet and Clank. Set them up with proprietary engines. Like 343's proprietary engine was apparently so bad. Was apparently so bad that they were like, they started making stuff in Unreal. They were like testing stuff out in Unreal. If I'm Microsoft, I'm looking at that and I'm asking a lot of hard questions, not just like letting it happen. Yeah, you've got the Decima engine from Guerrilla and Kojima. Another example of why games can look like this on the PS5. They're not wizards. They've got good proprietary engines to build the games in. Hang on. Jose Reyes with another $5 super chat tip says, dev nowadays take years. I don't see Microsoft first party getting into a good release cadence until maybe 2024. By then, it'll be too little too late. I was trying to drive home that point, Jose, in my show open monologue that, listen, even if they start to get points at this stage of the game, it's too late. The game's over. People are leaving the stands. It's like, you can't come back from this. It's over. You've murdered your console sales distribution and demand because you have no real reason for people to buy into your actual hardware ecosystem. You've basically turned your back on the people who purchase the consoles, and you want ABK so that you can bolster your value and your presence in mobile and PC. They've literally said that. They've literally said that that's what they're focusing on. Transmissions from a Spaceboat with 16 months of membership says, now, what about Forza and Fable? I'm worried about Fable because you can't take a proprietary engine that was designed for car games and make it work for an RPG open world game. I don't know if it's going to work. Mike on to Mike with 5 gifted members, and Quintar with 5 gifted members, taking us to the doorstep of 75 members, 67 members. If you guys get a membership, get into my members only Discord. It's where the community hangs out. You can take advantage of a huge coffee sale that we're doing right now, a buy 2 get 1 free code. You can use that code. It's at the bottom It's at the bottom of the Discord. We might have some coffee orders. We do. We have a coffee order, a Frickmas blend, and a light blend to Isaac. If you guys remember, he bought 2 bags, didn't take advantage of the code. You can use that code and do a buy 2, get 1 free. Uh, 19 months from Rygen. The Xbox side of the console wars is a kid that says my dad can beat up your dad, but his dad still hasn't come back from buying cigarettes. What did Creature say? I thought I saw Creature say something. Oh, yeah. He said they did ask hard questions like who did that, and then they fired them. Spider-Man is going to be sick on the PS5. Ratchet & Clank has great options indeed. Native 4K HDR 60 FPS with full ray tracing and 4 other performance and quality modes. See what I'm saying? The Reforged Dark Roast blend tastes so good. We'll have new Dark Roast in a while. It's coming in new bags. We got a guy in chat. Chris Brower is saying, I just picked up my Series X 6 months ago, and I already wish I hadn't. I was sold on Starfield and their promised titles, and I'm so disappointed. Like, that's why I really try to say in the show open, listen, this is not, I'm not being some Sony pony banging on a drum here. I'm an Xbox Series X owner who's admitting defeat. I'm like, nope, this thing just isn't going to get the treatment that I thought it was going to get. It just isn't going to happen. It's not happening. Eugene says the Series X and the S sales have dipped to Xbox One levels. That's how the average person feels about Xbox. You guys really have to consider that. You really have to consider that. Right here, Benji Sales says, I'm comparing Xbox Series sales to the Xbox One. In recent months, Xbox Series consoles are now selling at a similar level to what the Xbox One was in the same period. That is the end. Was playing X Defiant, definitely a COD competitor. FCAT, I did a reaction video to that. It's going to be hitting my other channel, my Reforged Rundown channel. I was like, this actually looks really good. I was hearing, like, kind of not great things about X Defiant. I was like, how does this actually look really good right now? Great content, bro. I just subscribed. Listen, if you guys are hitting the subscribe button, thank you so much. I do streams like this Monday through Friday. I'm going to be doing a second stream today with my man 30 and So Gaming. We are going to have the 30 FPS debate. We're going to have the 30 FPS debate. Because it's a debate right now. People are debating whether or not 30 FPS is acceptable. Why? We're going to have that debate. We're doing it. Because I think it's an important discussion in the grand scheme of video games and gaming evolution. And I've never had this many viewers before for an opinion piece. So if you guys are enjoying the show, I greatly appreciate the support. I really, really do. I hope that you can see... I've been trying to say this for weeks. I go where the games are. I go where the games are. I didn't like Forspoken. I didn't give a rip that it was a PlayStation timed exclusive. I ripped it up one side and down the other. Said it was boring. Said it was mid. I honestly don't think they should have even targeted the PlayStation ecosystem because that's an ecosystem known for amazing third-party action-adventure games. And when your game's mediocre, you're going to get killed over there. I actually think that's one of the reasons that Xbox doesn't make third-party action-adventure games. Because they know they'd get killed by Sony's stuff. I think that's why PlayStation won't make a Call of Duty competitor. Why? Because they know they'd get killed by Call of Duty. There's just certain things you can't compete with. 30 FPS is fine if you live in 20 FPS. Listen, save your 30 FPS energy. Save it. Bottle that 30 FPS and set it aside and save it for the second show. Don't cannibalize my second show with 30. Stay on target. Stay on target. Negative. It only grazed the surface. All right, stay on target. Another 50 million console sales gen for Xbox. Most being lower price consoles too. Bitrate. I think that's such a good perspective to bring to this. Microsoft's attempt to win the quantity distribution war was with a lower price console. And boy, oh boy, has that Trojan horse started to open up. It started to open up. I honestly think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. It was like, we're going to try to compete with PlayStation's market saturation by having a lower entrance point of price. And you know what's funny? Series S was doing well. At one point, I mean, it was crushing in certain markets where Xbox typically didn't do that well. It was working. And buddy, that Trojan horse, that self-made Trojan horse is slowly opening up. Not only did Microsoft still lose the war, the reason they did is likely because of the Series S. Don't you see what happened? Don't you see? They made a weaker system. They hamstrung their next-gen presence. They don't have next-gen first-party titles to win you over to their console generation, so PlayStation 5 just shoots over them. They just get shot over. The very thing that they tried to use to get ahead in the console sales has dragged them right back down into the ocean again. There's a market for cheap and plentiful over Game of the Year nominations. We can't deny that. But if the market is saying anything, Zubair, no. Because what it did was, Zubair, it robbed them of the hook. Why should I get into the Xbox Series ecosystem? Why? Where are the games? Where? And PlayStation gets to be like, we got Returnal, we got Ratchet & Clank, we got the Demon's Souls remake, we got Horizon Forbidden West, we got the Death Stranding Director's Cut, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, we got God of War Ragnarok. Like, boom, 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 boom. And you got, like, what? You look exactly like Cory Barlog. I appreciate that compliment. He's a good-looking man. I'm telling you, I get why they did it. Listen, a couple of things happened. Let me tell you what I think happened with Microsoft. I think around the time that Microsoft decided to keep the Xbox division open, I think they looked at the rise and the success of Netflix. Netflix was booming back then, and Netflix's growth from 2014, 2015 to 2019 was nuts. It was just amazing growth patterns for Netflix. So what does Microsoft say? Microsoft says that's the future. Subscription-style gaming is the future. We're going to be the Netflix of gaming. That's how we save the Xbox game division. We get people in our ecosystem with that value. But what happened? The subscription bubble burst. Netflix is in terrible shape. And now Microsoft's staring down the same barrel of... It takes an enormous amount of money to keep funding really big first-party projects, because those first-party projects are how you drive the subscriber numbers. That's how Netflix drove their subscriber numbers. They would dump money into a first-party show, subscriber numbers would shoot up, second season would hit, subscriber numbers would flounder, they would cancel the show. Microsoft's staring down the same barrel. So what's their answer? Think about this. What's their answer? Let's buy ABK. Stop stealing my talking points. I've said all this before. I'm just piecing it all together. This isn't new. I said this months ago. That's their answer to the problem. Instead of sitting here and trying to crank out first-party property for Game Pass, let's just go buy first-party property. If we go and we buy ABK, we can shove all the content on here. Just keep buying. That's what they're doing. They're playing. If you look, oh my gosh, it's at some level it's brilliant. They basically are doing what Disney Plus did. Disney Plus was like, hey, we want to enter the streaming market. Give us all our stuff back. Give us Star Wars. Give us Marvel. And they just soak it all back up. They're confident. That's why they're investing $70 billion. I don't think investing $70 billion looks like confidence. I think it looks like desperation. It looks like a late game Hail Mary. I think it's smart for Xbox. They recognize $70 billion invested in their own studios has low ROI, so just buy the content. Oh, Zubair, I want to frame that and put that on the wall. Think about that. Think about what that means long term for Xbox. Think about that. Well, we could invest $70 billion into our existing studios, but that's going to have lower ROI because our studios aren't doing a great job. We're not fostering talent. We're not fostering quality. We've got this 18-month contractual policy, and people are walking out the door. You know what we should do? Let's just buy up all these studios. That'll be faster and cheaper. What's Microsoft going to do when they come to the same realization about all the studios they just bought in about 5 years? You know what? It's just cheaper to shut all these studios down and just buy more studios. We're gonna get, we've already done this once before. It's more cost effective to buy existing property than to invest in our existing studios. Don't you see that? Them buying ABK, it's not a solution. It is not a solution. And if those studios fail, consider this with me for just a second. What do you think is about to happen to Arcane? What do you think is about to happen to Arcane Austin? What's the date? Should we start the clock? How long does Arcane Austin get to stay open? How long do you think? Do you think they'll make it to Christmas? You think Arcane Austin makes it to Christmas? I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I think this is the way forward. You buy a studio, squeeze a game out of them, put it on Game Pass, and say, thanks for your time. Hey, Starfield, no. Come over here. You're next. Let's squeeze a game out of you. All right, that hit Game Pass. Let's get rid of you. That's the potential year we're looking at. Just see you later. Thanks for your game. JW with $20 tip through Super Chat. Bought a Series S at launch for Halo. Planned to get the X when it was available. Stopped playing Halo. Haven't even renewed Game Pass. And now my S is a paperweight. Why do I have Xbox again? $20 tip. Thank you so much. As I said, the Activision Blizzard acquisition, everybody thinks, throw confetti in the air. I'm going to get more games for Game Pass. Oh my gosh. As I said in the closing of my opening monologue, that will be a temporary victory. That's a temporary victory. And the cost of that victory is loss of quality in games. You're getting Redfall on Game Pass. How good does that game look? Starfield. If Starfield comes out at 30 FPS, is that a real big win for you? Is that a really big win for you to suddenly have that game? Coping with the inevitable Xbox dominance. You're in such denial about what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying all of this is like, I'm actually worried about my Series X future. It's like, I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot of great games for this. What do you mean I'm coping with Xbox's inevitable dominance? Dominance of what? Crapping out games before they're ready so they can shove them onto Game Pass? Is that their dominance? Look at the way their consoles are selling. What are they dominating? The bottom of the charts? Mr. Z with a $5 tip through Super Chat. I get it and agree, but you're bumming me out. I didn't want to make this stream. I didn't want to make this stream. Zubair says in a decade there'll be a new ABK. Something will grow and fill the niche and the demand for quality multi-platform games. How does Xbox make a return on $70 billion? They're shrinking their user base and they can't convert MAU to paying customers. That's precisely the point. Josh. How do you recoup $70 billion? I'm telling you, one of the first things they're going to do is they're going to shut down studios. One of the fastest ways for them to hit ROI on this deal, is lower production. Lower overhead. Get rid of some of these studios. Get rid of them. As soon as we start shutting those down, we already start recouping costs. Because we can take their property, start making royalties on all their property that's out in all these other places, and just shut the studio down. Does that make sense? Like, if you've got a bunch of studios that already have games that are out there, and those games are out there generating sales and revenue and royalties, and you just shut the studio down, you suddenly don't have that production cost. Twisted Sin with a month. It shocks me how people aren't seeing last year's Redfall trailer to the downgrade that is the previews that came out. It's a huge downgrade. Really makes you wonder what happened after the merger, Twisted Sin. It really makes you wonder. Because it's like, where did that footage come from? Where did the footage come from? Was that from previous builds? Was that from previous marketing plans that they had? Redfall went full Gotham Knights. Yeah, it went full Gotham Knights. Just regression, and then, oh, hey, by the way, God, it's 30 FPS. Just want everybody know. What? Yo, there it is. Another 5 gifted members, taking us to 72 members on the day. Kaliro, thank you so much for gifting those 5 members of the community. Wait till next E3. Wait, E3 doesn't exist? Xbox is next. Whoa! That's a big one! 20 gifted members from Seymour Butts. That takes us to 92, and that puts us really, really close to the next milestone. Jiminy Christmas. 92 members on the day. We are 8 away from 100. If you turn the charts upside down, they're actually at the top. Who's dominating who now, Sony ponies? Eugene says all the old footage came from the canceled PS5 version. Wouldn't that be rich? Yeah, consider why that game might have regressed. Why would early footage of Redfall suddenly be lower in quality? Gee, I wonder. I wonder if the Series S has anything to do with it. A $20 gift of Super Chat from ya boy Jim Bob says, watch this buyout be the final nail that kills COD when Microsoft tries to make it exclusive after realizing the buyout didn't fix their issues and is about to blow up in their face. Thank you for the $20 Super Chat. A $2 Super Chat from Anima says, maybe Xbox thinks they're playing golf. And Cardoc Ren with 5 gifted members takes us all the way to 97. I'm fine, babe. Babe, you should I'm always yelling. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always yelling. My wife's like, is everything okay? Everything's fine! Yes, everything's fine. Who did I give the thumbs up to? My wife swears I gave a thumbs up to an adult. I think we were at a restaurant. This is what I think was happening. I think we were at a restaurant. They came around and said, how's the food? And I had to choose between this and this. And I just went like this because my mouth was full. My mouth was full. It was a restaurant. So you better just remember, if my mouth is full of food, what am I supposed to say? I bet you would have scolded me if I talked with my mouth full. How's the food? Oh, it's great. But I was like, it's good. I gave them the official white man non-high five high five. You know, it's kind of like the white man greeting where you go, you just give them the eyebrow raise. You just kind of do the toothless, no teeth showing grin, and you go, you just walking by, you give them a little, you know? Thumbs up. Catwalk gives a member. He takes us to 98 on the day. Thank you, Catwalk. Thumbs up is okay. Yeah, what's the matter with thumbs up? Come on. There are certain things I can't. What was I going to do? Like, set my knife and fork down and go, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to do? I got to go here. What am I going to salute him? I'm letting him know. It's good. You know? That's a white man greeting. Oh, we have a handful. We have the word morning, especially if you're from the north and you don't want to say good morning. You just say morning. You're just literally saying the time of day. It's not even a greeting. There it is. A gifted member from Matthew Johnson and a gifted member from Darth Nihilus. And Ryan pushes us over. You guys tried. You tried. Now you got to hit 125. That's the rules. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. I'm sorry. You pushed us over to 101 members, so now you got to hit 125. Will Fields got a gifted. He's been super dope and adding to the conversation today. If you've been adding to the conversation today and you want to get a part of the community, make sure you get into the Discord or get a membership. Hit that $sign at the bottom of the chat. Join in. Don't ask what I can do for you. Ask what you can do for me. Become a member. My client may actually make the rules. That's debatable. Allegedly. Right? Hearsay. Objection, hearsay. $5 tip from Rice Eater says, the perception is hugely a product of Xbox fans rapidly attacking Ratchet & Clank and Horizon Forbidden West on PS5 for only being 30 FPS before 60 FPS was confirmed. Well, see, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Everybody has to walk back what they were saying. Everybody has to walk back what they were saying. Because it was like, everyone was so quick to criticize and say, oh yeah, man, yeah, PlayStation's gonna struggle to hit 4K 30. Yeah, the most powerful, Xbox Series X is the most powerful console. What? First and foremost, no, because if you actually look at any of the tech analysis, they're basically tied. And secondly, you don't look so good right now. You don't look so good, Mr. Stark. It's almost like the facts don't matter and it's all about what team you're on. Loving the JFK vibes. I didn't even mean to channel JFK. And we're going to put a man on the moon. Hellblade 2 at 30 FPS would be embarrassing. I think Hellblade will be fine on the Series X because it's UE5. Okay? I do. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine because it's UE5. It'll be fine on the Series X. Hellblade will be. I don't know what it's gonna look like on the Series S. I truly don't. Didn't even know console wars were a thing until I found this channel. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I tried to say this in the show open. I really did. I tried to stress this in the show open. I have a longer history with Xbox. I never owned a PlayStation 1, 2, or 3. I didn't even own a PlayStation 4. I bought into the PlayStation 4 Pro when Spider-Man came out. That's how late I am to the PlayStation ecosystem, all right? I have way more games on my Xbox. If I open up my Xbox Series X and I go to all the games I own a junk ton of games. I have a much longer history with the Xbox. I actually started my streaming career with the Xbox and the Xbox Kinect camera and with the Destiny community playing on Xbox. That is how I literally got started in content creation 8 years ago. And slowly but surely over the years, I just found myself being gravitated towards my PlayStation purely because of games. I was just going where the games were. I don't have a nostalgic attachment to PlayStation. A lot of the games that people want them to bring back, like Jack and Daxter and all this stuff, I'm like, I don't give a frick about those games. Give me Ghost of Tsushima 2. Yo! Ghost in the Garage Gaming taking us to 111 members on the day. 10 gifted members. So when people are like, he's just a Sony pony, it's like, I get so irritated by that. I'm like, bro, I just went where the games were. How is that my fault? Was I supposed to sit around on my hands and do this waiting game with Xbox just to earn some weird internet points of respect from people who absolutely die for Xbox? I don't understand. That's what I was supposed to do? I just went where the games were. Listen, you guys don't even know this about my content. About a year ago, I couldn't even cover PlayStation games. Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember that? I would try to cover a PlayStation game and I'd have terrible numbers. Why? Because the majority of my audience and my history was Xbox. I loved Ghost of Tsushima. Tried to cover it. Tried to talk about it. Terrible numbers. PlayStation would announce something. Trailer, blog. Try to cover it. Terrible numbers. Slowly but surely, PlayStation started landing victory with God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West. I started talking about those games, started looking forward to those games, started getting new followers, new subs, new people, and it was like, cool, now we can actually cover PlayStation. There was a time where I couldn't even cover PlayStation, but I'm a Sony pony. It's like, you don't understand my history. And you know what's funny? If Redfall would have landed and it would have been amazing, I'd have played it with my wife. I'd have played co-op with her. Why? We loved Borderlands. We loved Borderlands. It's a perfect game for us. Starfield. Literally during one of the trailers, I got like Captain Picard aspirations. I was like, I'm going to play Starfield. I'm going to be Captain Picard. I'm going to explore. I'm going to visit all these places. I'm going to build bases. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be a more like linear trajectory, story-driven, version of No Man's Sky. I've always liked No Man's Sky, but I've always felt like No Man's Sky was a bit of like an aimless endeavor. And now I'm looking at Starfield and I'm saying, did he at least play Uncharted 1? No! Listen, long-standing Sony fans would be shocked to know how few of the classic titles I've played. Played Uncharted 4. My first God of War was 2018. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Put that in your Sony pony narrative pipe and smoke it. I've not even played the classics. I haven't. The early Uncharteds, the early God of Wars. Haven't played them. Crash Bandicoot? Who the frick's that? I know him from the commercials. Booyah, Grandma. Tuck and Roll. Like, I never even played those games. And let me tell you something else. I don't want to. I don't like going back and playing old games. A $2 tip from Lazaro. Recap, pretty please. Didn't think you were live. Thank you for the 2 spot. All right, here's the recap. Because we got to shift gears here in just a moment to the 30 FPS debate. So keep that energy because the 30 FPS debate's going to be lively. Hasn't even played Uncharted 2. No, I stepped into the Uncharted series with Uncharted 4. You haven't played a PS2? No. Never touched a PS1, never touched a PS2. I touched a PS3 to play The Last of Us. I borrowed my brother's. All right. Recap. Yeah, Twisted Metal? No, sorry. Here's your recap. So basically, I broke my monologue. Let me drag it to the top. I broke my monologue into 5 points. I looked at Horizon Forbidden West DLC, Final Fantasy XVI, Redfall and Starfield, console sales, and Sony hasn't even really gotten started in 2023. And basically, up to this point, I've said it's been like watching a slow-motion car crash, and then this week, the footage got sped up. It's like, oh my gosh, the Xbox has lost the next-gen console war. It's over. What has transpired with their complete lack of first-party next-gen titles, what has transpired with Redfall, what is likely going to transpire with Starfield, up against the backdrop of the Horizon Forbidden West DLC and the Final Fantasy XVI gameplay footage, it's over. And you can see it in the console sales. The Xbox Series X and S are down at Xbox One sales levels this time last time that they had a console sale in the market. So if you look at the console sales, if you look at the representation, if you look at the lack of confidence, listen, I watched Doc Dark's video and he was like, we don't matter. He said, we don't matter. He's like, they're turning their back on us. And when I watched this video, I thought, it's over. It's over. And that's what kind of inspired this talk show. Tebow013 says, Xbox fanboy here, can confirm. Xbox fans are turning on Xbox right now. You can see it. Even their guys out here that, 72 hours ago that were like, Redfall's amazing. They're like, it's really bad and they should delay it. Huh? Yo, Jose Reyes with the $5 super chat tip. Would love to see you chat with Destin or someone of that sort. Not Colt, don't trust that dude about Xbox. what it needs to do to get fans back. I have zero interest in sharing a screen with Destin. And to the rest of those guys, it's an open invitation, but I'm going to be honest. They're likely not going to accept. And that's fine, because it was a kind gesture, but I don't need to have a conversation with any of those people. Like, Doc Dark was going to come on the show today. I'd rather talk with him anyway, because he's like a friend, and he's not taking like passive swipes at me on Twitter like some of these guys. So I'd rather have him on the show. You know, I'll say this: Doc Dark's got integrity. I tend to look for that on your resume if I'm going to have you on my show. You know, he checks the box of like actually having some integrity. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. Starfall Redfield. Starfall Redfield. Listen, this stream's likely going to get a bunch of views as a VOD. A bunch of people are going to come back, watch this later. They're going to leave comments. They're going to call me a Sony pony. Listen, I don't give a frick. I don't give a frick. We called so much of what's transpiring right now. As a community, as a commentator, the research that we do, a lot of us were looking at this and saying, man, this is not looking good for Xbox. We said that the Series S was going to be a problem. Everybody called us haters. We said Redfall looked like it was kind of off. Everybody called us haters. Worried about Starfield not having 60 FPS. Everybody called us haters. And here we sit. Here we sit. So, I don't think I'll ever abide, you know, listening to people talk about, you know, why this is fine or that's fine. You know, I don't care. I don't care to have conversations with people that are, you know, flip-flopping on a dime, misleading the community, misleading the public, you know, that lack of integrity. You know, you have to be this tall to ride this ride. You know what I'm saying? And I think some of these people just fall below the bar. You know, I don't have anybody in particular in mind, but like I would just rather share a screen with people who, you know, have integrity. I gotta get this Redfall, this Redfall 30 FPS debate. I gotta get this thing up and running and ready. We're gonna be switching streams, but listen to me. You guys can keep watching. I want you to bring that energy. I brought up 30 FPS. You guys started going off on tangents. You guys were going off on absolute tangents. I want you to be a part of the next show because I think you guys can bring some really, really good things. All right? I think you can bring some really, really good things. I like these conversations. I like these debates. Every Friday, our second show, we try to have a bit of a debate, a bit of a back and forth with my man 30 and So Gaming, with my man Mike. I should be able to go in here and do this too. I want to make sure he's mentioned. There we go. Okay. Edit. We have held over 1,000 viewers almost this entire time. Listen, if you guys have enjoyed this stream, if you've enjoyed your stay, do me a favor and smash that like button. We could easily have over 700, almost 800 likes right now. If everybody that hasn't hit the like button smashes it right now, that would greatly help us. I'm going to give you guys a link. Here. What about Colin Moriarty from Last Stand Media? I think you two would be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, I would love to share the stage with anybody who's willing to have a conversation, but a lot of those guys, I've got a history with it. I've got a history with some people trying to hurt my career and spreading lies about me. I wouldn't share a stage with somebody like that. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I wipe them off the bottom of my shoe. That's where they belong. People that want to try to hurt somebody else's career and spread lies and libel and defamation and slander. Like, I don't have any interest in talking with those people. We got better things to do. I'd rather talk with you. I'd rather talk with the public. I'd rather talk with men of action and men of integrity. I'm not interested in any of that. I'm not interested in any of that. We can do our own thing. Now listen. I'm going to keep this goal in my mind. All right? I'm going to keep this goal in my mind because I owe you guys 20 for the first 100, 25. No, I don't owe you 25 yet. 25. So, you refuse to talk to women? That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Anyway, I'm going to keep this goal going for the next stream. I got to get Mike on the screen. I got to get everything chopped up. And then we're going to do like a redirect. For the recap, I'm going to gift one. Thank you, Lazaro. I appreciate that, dude. You the freaking man. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. And no, I did not stream on Kick today. I did not stream on Kick or the Tickety Talk today. I did not do that. I did not do that. He had the same thing happen to him that happened to you. I think you two would have a lot to talk about industry-wise, YouTube, social media. Connect us, baby. Connect us. There it is, a gifted member from Lazaro, a gifted member from Dusk. Uh-oh. Are we going to have a little gifted member train here at the end? What's going on? What's going on? I got to get myself logged in here. I'm always logged in on a separate account because whenever I do shows with Andrew, Schwab, I have to frickin' log in on a secondary account so I can screen share. Okay, you guys that are listening in the Discord, you're gonna have to I'm gonna have to say goodbye. D-Tom says, your viewership is great today because people are angry and their usual go-to YouTubers are trying to do damage control instead of telling their loyal fan base how it is. Well, I appreciate that, D-Tom. Those of you listening in Discord, you're going to have to watch on YouTube. Okay. I'm going to reset my camera for Mike. And then I'm going to go like this. Mike, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Come over here. All right. I'm going to keep the member goal on stream for you guys just so you guys can keep it going in the next stream because you guys are crushing it today and I don't want to have that. I don't want to take that away from you. All right. All right. Here we go. Hang on. I got to give you guys the link. Guys, you do not have to leave. We're going to another stream. This isn't I'm not done, and this next thing is not members only. Anybody can watch. Okay. What are we doing? Redfall 30 FDS debate. Okay. I'm just going to put questions there that I think crop up that I think are good. I'm going to bump you up a teeny bit in the scene. And I'm going to bump my teeny bit. Okay. All right, give me a sentence, Mike, so I can get a mic check.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to our podcast here on Friday.
It's a mic check.
Double mic. Mic squared.
Yeah, 30 FPS and still gaming.
Yep.
You should rebrand. That'd be so good. People be like, this cheeky mother. Okay, let me make sure I have the right thing. I do. All right. Oop, wrong account. All right. I'm going to send an announcement in the Discord. Guys, don't forget, I will be on Crossfire tonight, and we will be doing a member stream afterward.
Crossfire. You ever play that game when you were a kid?
Crossfire! Yeah, I had one.
Every time someone says Crossfire, I'm like, Crossfire, Crossfire, Crossfire.
You'll get caught in the crossfire. It was so bad. With 30 and still game. Live. Okay. Are there any other hashtags that people are using for Redfall? Are people using hashtag Redfail? No, okay.
Yeah, Redfail. Redfail, I think.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I like being cheeky. I don't want to be that cheeky. Some guy got so mad at me yesterday because I tweeted the Horizon Forbidden West footage, and I was like, the draw distance, the graphics, the fluidity, the 60 FPS, and they got so mad.
You son of a... Yeah.
I'm so bummed that Doc Dark couldn't join us for this one. This one would have been so perfect to have him on again. He is heated.
Oh, is he pissed about it?
Oh, he's heated. He basically inspired part of my talk today because he was like, "We don't matter." He's like, "They're straight up turning their back on the console boys. They're not focused on us anymore."
Move chat over.
Unknown Gaming, thank you so much. Somebody said I can make thumbnails too, and they made fun of my console. The next gen console war's over. They said I can make thumbnails too, and I said, yeah, but who would watch you? Oh man. I can hop on for maybe 30 minutes. Wait, you can hop on? Oh, no. Hang on. Duplicate. Hang on.
Okay. 30 minutes is going to turn into 40. 40 is going to turn into an hour. You might as well just stay for the whole show.
Yeah, dude, just stay. Do the whole show. Get in Discord, Doc. We got to get him at least on the front end of the show. 3 wide for Doc. Okay. Can I? Hang on. How do I add him?
Just to the call?
Don't we have a call with him that I could just reuse?
Yeah.
All right, here. I'm going to use that one. Okay. He says, give me 10 minutes. You son of a... All right, hang on. Give me 10 minutes, this man says.
He's running at 30 frames per second.
Oh, wait. Hang on. I got to do something. I got to add the image... Brow... Shoot. Where did the image go for him? There it is.
Oh my goodness! Don't you get in a car accident now?
Gentlemen, I can't do video right now, but I can do video as soon as I get home. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to get... Why don't you just hop on how long till you can get home?
Right now, like 8 minutes.
Okay. I tell you what, we'll probably start and we'll pull you in.
All right, no worries.
All right, where's the one that I had for just me and Mike? This one.
All right, so I'm gonna hop off of this one then. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll be somewhat ready for him. I'll just kind of quickly cap him. Okay. Doc Dark underwater. Yeah, he's scuba diving right now. Okay. All right, I'm going to send you guys over. Use the link in chat, please. Please use that link in chat. Next time you need to add someone. See, but the last time I went to add someone like that creature, it started a whole new call. I tried that the other day, and it like made a whole new call. I didn't understand it. Okay, Is this a the redirect is set up. So guys, there's a link in chat. Use that link, and please do me a favor. One of the things that we always struggle with when I do this second show with Mike is we don't get any likes. All right, I'm about to send like 700 people to a new stream. Please smash the like button as soon as you get over there, okay?
Yeah, hit the like button if you hate me. Come on.
That's right.
Hit it.
Thanks so much for checking out another weekly episode here on Reforged Gaming, where I sit down with 30 and Still Gaming. Be sure to check him out, linked below at 30NSG. There's a link. You click on his name, you can check out his channel. And we want to discuss the Redfall 30 FPS debate, and Doc Dark will be joining us a little bit later in the show. He's not happy, and I wanted to have him on because the current news for Xbox has been very disappointing. I did a show just this morning. If you haven't seen it, you can go watch it. I'm declaring that the next-gen console war is over. Check out that episode. I really am not trying to come at this as a fanboy, but as somebody who owns a Series X and feels like I will not get the full breadth of that this generation. Check out that episode. I'm going to actually end that episode and bring everybody over with Redirect. We had an absolute just banger of a morning.